Today we're here with Scott, my brother-in-law. He's going to show some of the basics of bowling.
In bowling, we have the lane is 60 feet long from the foul line to the pins. That is called the body of the lanes. The first 15 feet is called the head of the lanes, and that's where you have your arrows. The arrows are 5 boards apart. So when you want to make small adjustments and you're aiming for, say, the 10 board, that's the second arrow. You may want to go to the 11 board or 12 board, depending on where you hit. Before the foul line, that is called the approach, again 15 feet. The preferred way to handle the approach is to take either 5 or 4 steps. When you do the steps, if you take 5, you may count to yourself left, right, left, if you're a right-hander. If you're a left-hander, just change all the things I'm going to say in reverse. When you hit the pins are labeled.
Oh, you got to show the left-handed part again. You got to detail that. This is the channel.
Reverse everything if you're throw with the wrong hand. The 5 steps would then be right, left, right, because you're ending on your right foot or the slide foot, and you're throwing with your left hand. Right-handers, you want to end on your left foot, so you're throwing with your right hand. When the ball gets down to the pins are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to hit the pins in the pocket. For a right-hander, the pocket is the 1, 3. You want to hit right in between. For a left-hander coming down, you want to hit between the 1 and the 2. That's called your pocket.
That's what we want.
If you're a right-hander and you hit between the 1 and 2, you may carry it as a strike, and that would be called a Brooklyn hit. If you hit between the 1 and the 3 as a left-hander, that's also a Brooklyn for the left-hander side. Now, in order to get the ball down, you're going over oil. You don't want to ever step across this line because you are going to step on oil and probably fall on your little keister. They oil the lanes anywhere from about 32 to 36 feet down. So when you throw your ball, the ball may have spin on it, but it's going to slide through that oil. Once it gets off the oil, the spin will still be taking effect, and that's when you see guys throw a big hook, they'll be hooking it through the oil, it'll be sliding, and that's when it really takes off, is when it hits the dry part of it. Now, it's important to hit in between the 1-3 pocket as a right-hander. Bowling is a lot of angles, a lot about angles. So if you're throwing more of a straight ball, before you learn how to do this hook, you want to throw it kind of like this. So you want to stand to the right and throw the ball over about the second arrow. Come at it from an angle. You're not going straight down the lane like that and leaving the proverbial split that we don't like. So move your feet over to here and maybe try your feet on like the right dot. You got 5 dots here on most lanes, sometimes you have 7. So if you put your right foot on the right dot, left foot next, and then try throwing over the second arrow, and then throwing it pretty straight to the pocket that we talked about, the 1-3 pocket.
And the opposite for a left-hander?
And the opposite, put your left foot on the left dot and go over the second arrow from the left and aim for the 1-2 pocket. Now, using this pin as an example, if you continually hit your mark where you want to be hitting like the second arrow, and the ball is reacting the same every time, but you continually hit a little bit to the left, well, simply move your feet to the left and throw over the same mark. So the rule of thumb is hit left, move left, and see what that does to where the ball hits down here. If you move left up here, the ball is going to hit more to the right. Vice versa, if you keep hitting to the right, move right, hit right, move right, hit left, move left. That's a kind of a rule of thumb. So those are kind of the real basics of how to get the ball down there. We can go over more on the way a ball is drilled and where the weight pattern is. You have 3 different main ways of drilling a ball. You got the conventional, which is where the fingertips go in all the way. You have a modified, where they only go in up to about halfway. And then you got your fingertip balls, and it comes in up into your fingertip. The fingertip allows you to get lift on the ball. The more lift you have in the ball, the more rotation on the ball. The more rotation on the ball, the more movement you get on the ball.
You're going to show us that, then you'll show us the spin on the ball.
When we get to that point, we'll show how we get some spin on it. And if your thumb is hanging up in there, you can't really get that lift. So the idea is you want to have the thumb so you can throw the thumb, get the thumb out of there so that when you're coming through on your release, you've got your fingers left that you can get good lift on.
All
So
right.
we'll see on the lanes in a few minutes, and we'll see if we can go over some more detail and getting some lift on the ball and watching the ball move to the bucket. I'm going to show a typical bowling ball. There's 3 different ways to drill a bowling ball. One is to get your fingers in basically all the way up to that second knuckle. That is called conventional. If you drill it into about here, which not too many people do anymore, but that's called modified. The preferred method now, in which most pros all do, if they put fingers in, some of the pros are throwing it without fingers. I suggest you put the fingers in. This is then called fingertip. In my particular ball, I use a flat grip. With the grip that's flat like that, you can get even more lift on the ball. The way you get lift is you throw the thumb out, get the thumb out of there, and then as you come through, you're lifting with it. You're getting rotation on the ball. So the ball is rotating. When you see an oil mark right around here, that's called your track. And you want it about an inch from your thumb, and you want that to be the same every time. If you see it going like this, that means you're not getting proper lift and you're not throwing it the same every time. So, a ball can be as heavy as 16 pounds. If you get tired, you don't feel like you can't throw it that much, this particular one is 15. I'm getting a little older and I'm not handling 16 quite as well, so I went to 15 pounds. You're not going to see a lot of difference in the explosion of the pins with anywhere from 14 to 16 pounds. So if you're getting tired sooner, quicker, and you're not throwing it quite as well, go down a pound or 2. You can go down to 15 pounds. The whole key is to be the same every time. Use your 4 or 5 step approach, throw the thumb, and get a lot of lift on the fingers.
Okay, this is my family, and we're bowling. My son Adam, Daria, Scott, and Ryan. So we're doing some bowling. One left. Something to do on a Sunday afternoon. Huh? Scott's getting ready to go here. See if he picks up the spare. Bingo. Clears it. Almost. up. And is he gonna get it? He's gonna pick up the spares. Whoa!
You carried us. I love it. You're the woman. I love it. You're the woman. I love it. Next to last.
There's the automated scoring system.
I'll get a trophy.
Tells what's left.
I don't mind being carried. Okay, we're riding according to the next one. You got carried today. You did it today. He said they did y'all win. I'm not going to be disobedient because y'all. Come on.
You want me to print? You want me to print that one? Wow, that's a hard one to get.
No, we don't know that way. You hurt my foot.
Whoops.
Hey, I was going to hold it for you.
Oops, oops, oops.
Bring Bring some duct tape with you. Yeah, I will say that. Duct tape, come on.
Whoa, he cleared it, man. All right, Scott's off.
That's all right. I'll get you back. He did. Redo it.
Can he pick up the spares? And he did. Whoa! Two strikes in a row. Three of them in a row. Wow. Hey, is that called a turkey? Because there's a big turkey up there. In other words, golf has an eagle and this is a turkey? There we go. You got a little competition between Adam and Ryan. They're both neck and neck. Ooh. That's what I think. Knocked a few down. Now with that one, you try to hit the middle one and knock the three behind it down. If you get off to the one, you got to be to the left a little bit, right?
Yeah, he'd like to hit the pocket. Well, she's lefty, so he'd like to hit the Brooklyn for her, which is the 1-3, and that'll take out the 6. It's called the 1-3-6 clothesline.
Oh, bummer. Let's see what Ryan's gonna do. Adam's sweating it out. Whoa! Can you believe that? Oh, shoot. Cleared it.
Yeah, it was.
I'll do it 2 more times, it'll be terrific. Whoa! Oh, he knocked it down!
What the?
That's 2 strikes. Oh, man. Here we go.
The 140. The 140 game.
Do the same again. Take your time. Oh, he skipped. Oh. He can still clean it up pretty good.
Oh my God.
145. Here's the end of it. Uh-oh.
You don't get 4.
And that's automated scoring.
Last call for the bar. Last call for the bar.
Family bowling.